The Enchanting Journey of Pinocchio. Hello, dreamers! Welcome back to Dandelion Daydreams. Today, we're going on a magical journey with a wooden puppet who dreamed of becoming a real boy. That's right, it's the story of Pinocchio. So grab your favorite cozy spot and let's dive into this enchanting tale. Once upon a time, in a small, peaceful village surrounded by rolling hills and blossoming flowers, there lived a kind and gentle woodcarver named Geppetto. He was a cheerful man with a twinkle in his eye and hands skilled at creating beautiful things from wood. But despite his talent, Geppetto felt lonely. More than anything, he wished for someone to share his little workshop with. One day, Geppetto decided to carve a puppet from a piece of fine wood. As he worked, the puppet began to take shape: 2 sturdy legs, arms that could wave, and a round head with a big, friendly smile. "I'll call him Pinocchio," Geppetto said with a chuckle, placing a bright red cap on the puppet's head. As he finished carving the last detail, Geppetto sighed. "If only you were a real boy." That night, as Geppetto slept, a soft, glowing light filled the room. It was the Blue Fairy. She waved her shimmering wand over Pinocchio and said, "Geppetto's wish is pure and kind. Pinocchio, I give you the gift of life. But remember, to become a real boy, you must prove yourself brave, truthful, and selfless." When Geppetto awoke, he was amazed to see Pinocchio moving and talking. "Father!" Pinocchio exclaimed, his wooden arms reaching out for a hug. Geppetto laughed with joy and spun him around. "You're alive! My boy, you're alive!" The next day, Geppetto sent Pinocchio off to school, proudly packing him a small satchel. "Learn well, Pinocchio, and be a good boy," he said. But Pinocchio, curious and naive, soon found himself distracted by the bustling village streets. Before he reached school, he was stopped by a sly fox and a crafty cat. "Why waste your time in school," they said, "when you could join the theater and be a star?" Pinocchio's wooden eyes sparkled with excitement. "A star?" he asked, imagining crowds cheering his name. He followed them to the theater, where the puppet master Stromboli was eager to use him in his show. But soon, Pinocchio realized Stromboli was cruel and greedy, locking him in a cage when he tried to leave. As Pinocchio sat in the cage, tears streaming down his wooden cheeks, the Blue Fairy appeared again. "Pinocchio," she said gently, "why didn't you go to school as you promised?" Pinocchio stammered, I was on my way, but I got lost." Suddenly, his nose began to grow, stretching longer and longer. The Blue Fairy shook her head. "Remember, Pinocchio, lies grow just like your nose. Be truthful." With a wave of her wand, she freed him from the cage and sent him on his way. But Pinocchio's adventures were far from over. On his way home, he met a group of rowdy boys who invited him to a place called Pleasure Island. "Come with us," they said. "There are no rules, and you can do whatever you want." Tempted by their promises of fun, Pinocchio joined them. Pleasure Island seemed exciting at first: games, candy, and wild rides everywhere. But soon, Pinocchio noticed something strange. The boys were turning into donkeys, braying and growing tails. Panic gripped Pinocchio as he felt his own ears stretching into donkey ears. He realized he had made another bad choice. With all his might, he ran away, escaping the island and vowing to do better. When he finally made it back to the village, Pinocchio learned that Geppetto had gone searching for him. "He sailed into the sea, looking for you," a neighbor said, pointing to the shore. Pinocchio's wooden heart ached with guilt. "I have to find him," he said, diving into the waves without hesitation. In the deep blue sea, Pinocchio swam tirelessly until he was swallowed by a gigantic whale. Inside the whale's belly, he found Geppetto, sitting on a small boat. "Father!" Pinocchio cried, hugging him tightly. Geppetto's eyes filled with relief. "Oh, my boy, I thought I'd lost you." Together, they hatched a plan to escape. Pinocchio gathered pieces of wood and lit a small fire, causing the whale to sneeze. With a powerful blast, the whale sneezed them out, sending them tumbling back into the sea. They paddled to safety, coughing and laughing with relief. Back home, Pinocchio helped Geppetto to his feet, vowing to always be brave, truthful, and selfless. That night, the blue fairy appeared one last time. "Pinocchio," she said, "you've proven your courage, honesty, and love for your father. You've earned your wish." In a burst of sparkling light, Pinocchio's wooden body transformed. His arms became soft, his cheeks rosy, and his heart warm and beating. He was a real boy. Geppetto cried tears of joy, holding Pinocchio close. "My son," he said, "you've made me so proud." And so, Pinocchio and Geppetto lived happily, sharing adventures and laughter, knowing the true meaning of love, honesty, and bravery. Thank you for joining us on this magical journey with Pinocchio. This story reminds us that it's never too late to make the right choices and that courage and truth always lead the way. If you enjoyed this tale, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the magic with your friends. Until next time, keep dreaming, and we'll see you in the next Dandelion Daydreams adventure.